Come in.
Glad to come in. I missed you last Christmas. I actually got you a gift, Sonny. Here, would you like to have it for that game station you got? Go ahead, open it. See what I got you for that game station.
Yeah. Thanks, Grandpa. I wonder what it is.
That's the PS5 controller I got you from, what they call a game or something. It's like a discount GameStop. You know I love great deals.
Man, got me a new PS5 controller. I smashed my other one. Grandpa? This is a Nintendo-Sixty Fooooooooour controller. This abomination.
I'm sorry, son. I thought that was the PS5 controller. They told me that's what it was. I'm sorry, son.
Well, thanks anyway, Grandpa. I really appreciate it. I guess I could dig the old Nintendo 64 out.
At least I'm glad you got one of those. Was it 65 or something? I can't remember what it's called.
Hey, this is your host Kevin DeWay, and this is Exploring Its Relevance.
But just how easy is it to play Nintendo 64? After all, the controller looks like it could be used on some kind of military jet.
Ah, the 90s. What's the first thing when you think about the 90s? When I think about the 90s, I think about Blue's Clues, Space Jam, and last but not least, Mario 64.
It's me, Mario!
I know what you're thinking. You're like, why are you gonna talk about Mario 64 like it ain't been done to death? No. I'm talking about something better. But what if I told you these controllers have more in common than you think, and the 64 has actually influenced that controller?
You and I are not so different.
I'm not like you.
It's kind of crazy. This was the first of its kind. This is the first console to actually have the analog stick. Well, the first mainstream console to have it. While everybody was having little sissy D-pads, the Nintendo 64 was sitting there with a very strong analog stick where they can run in complete 360 circles. Ooh. It was so revolutionary that the PlayStation 1 ended up dropping the next following year with a controller with two analog sticks. They had the best of both worlds. Not only did they have an analog stick, they also had the very first rumble feature that was featured in Star Fox 64. Any modern day controller has a vibration feature, and it's kind of insane that got introduced with Star Fox 64. And guess what? When they finally released the DualShock series with the PlayStation 1, it had the rumble feature and two analog sticks. So the real question I have is, why does everybody got so much hate online for the Nintendo 64 controller? Like, I seen a whole bunch of videos of people putting the 64 controller like way below it, and they're like, oh my god, it's weird, like it's the weird redheaded stepchild of the family. But really, it's the uncle that we all needed. Well, it's quite obvious that it still has its effects even to this day in 2024. The latest consoles that came out is the Xbox Series and the Xbox Series S and the PS5. Each one of them rocking each features that the Nintendo 64 has introduced. Now let's look at the controller. It looks like it's cut out of straight Roman mythology, looking like the trident of Neptune.
Oh, right.
Looking at the controller, it looks like a futuristic Super Nintendo controller. Of course, it got its analog, it got the yellow button, which is the C stick, and then it got the red start button. And on the back of it, it has the Z button, and they have a hole for the many accessories they have for the Nintendo 64. So the hole in the back, you can actually plug into different accessories like the Rumble Pack that was used for Star Fox 64. And they also had a transfer pack, which was compatible with certain games. I'll use, which I'm more familiar with, is Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, where you can actually play Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on Pokemon Stadium 1, and you can play Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Crystal, Silver, and Gold on Stadium 2, which is by far my favorite accessory for the Nintendo 64. So another good question is, how does it hold up? And the answer is, depends. Like, for instance, Mario 64 was designed like almost alongside of the Nintendo 64, so the controllers are kind of fitting for it. And same way with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask aged pretty well because it's using the same concept as that. But if you're playing a first-person shooter, good luck. GoldenEye aged terribly with this controller. I'm not even going to hold you. I tried playing GoldenEye on the Switch online, and when I tell you that it aged horribly and I almost couldn't get past the first level, it's insane, honestly, how badly that aged. But it's not all sunshines and rainbows. They may have its ups and it may have its downs, but it doesn't change the fact how impactful the Nintendo 64 controller is to this day. I just want a chance to make a video and shed the light on how impactful the Nintendo 64 controller is, and how I think that it is a blueprint for modern gaming. Just because it looks weird and it looks like a crossbreed incest baby with a Super NES and an Atari controller does not mean it's not impactful. In fact, I think it's more impactful than any controller to this day, because everything that a controller came out with today is just really a build off of what the Nintendo 64 controller. So I just wanted to take the time to give us the flowers it deserves. So if you stuck around this long, maybe consider subscribing or giving me a like. That would really help me out a whole lot, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching it. I plan on trying to post videos like this like at least monthly, because this actually takes a lot of time. I know it was a short video, but it took me so long to do this because I'm not really used to doing this kind of thing. But I would like to overall get used to doing this type of stuff so I can make more content like this. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. Like and give me a sub, and this is what YouTube will recommend for you.